YouTube, Romanic, RMBJ2K, thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. We're about a week into the season and I'm cooking up this ones build. You know, there's those times when your boys are not on, you don't got enough for the rec, you don't want to run with the randoms. And honestly, playing in the ones court is actually a great way to rep up your build and get those cap breakers that we're all seeking after. I think at this point I have about +2 cap breakers. I've been doing my homework on the build specialization, on the crew and stuff, and there's a lot of cap breakers you can get, but you really got to grind you got to grind the builder out, grind the MyCareer out if you really want to get these cap breakers. So with that in mind, if you don't want to dedicate too much time to the game, if you're sort of one of those people that just wants to jump into the game, have a good time, and not have to worry about grinding your build in order to get it to a decent place, I believe you came to the right place, because this build is more or less a plug and play, and all the cap breakers that you get are going to be more so the icing on top, if that's how you say it. So I will give you guys 2 iterations, so stick to the end of the video. I played around with the post control, played around with some speed and stuff, so I want to show you guys these 2 iterations that I dropped. But before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that the reason why I went 6'8 over 6'9", although you can get the same dribble Sigs, you actually don't get the same ball handle as a 6'9", so you'll see we only get an 80 ball handle as a 6'9", so that's exactly the reason why I went with 6'8". Another thing that we really shooted for on this build was an 85 ball handle paired with the 75 speed with ball, and I went 218 because I want to make sure that I have a decent amount of strength. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I cooked up here. Okay, so here's the build, y'all. The reason why, I'm just gonna go ahead and move through the finishing. I believe 87 driving dunk is probably the perfect place to put your driving dunk, only because as you make your driving dunk even higher, you're gonna realize that it's gonna be a lot more expensive and it's gonna cost you a lot of attribute points. So an 87 is a great place to put it. You pair the 87 with the 75, and then I'll show you guys right here what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the pro contact dunks off too. Pair that with silver posterizer, you're gonna be able to finish at the rim. That was the main reason why I went 87 and not higher. You could try to get this to an 89 and pair that with a 78 vertical, and you will be able to get the elite contact, or not the elite contacts, but the one foot contact dunks. Unfortunately, that's too expensive. 87 is a good budget place to put it. We don't put any pass accuracy on this build. I just want to make that clear. You're not gonna need pass accuracy on a ones build, clearly, but that is tied to your 85 ball handle, so that's the reason why we have to put it on an 85 ball handle. Again, 85 ball handle with a 75 speed with ball. That's going to get you silver lightning launch, and 85 ball handle is going to give you the best dribble Sigs animations in the game. Again, this is a 6A build, and there's plenty of people on YouTube already showing you the best dribble Sigs, so just go look them up if you want to see the best dribble Sigs for an 85 ball handle, but it gets pretty nasty. So that's the reason why I went with 85 ball handle, 75 speed with ball. I think at this point in the game, this is pretty clear that these are going to be the best attributes in terms of playmaking, your ball handle, speed with ball for a 6A guard. The reason why I went with the 89 midi is because we do get this gold set shot specialist. That's going to help you when you're doing your L2 cancels in the ones. Like I mentioned with the 81 3-pointer, my plan is to, since I have those +2 cap breakers, to cap break this to an 83, and I will get, as you see down here, bronze limitless range. Another thing that I was actually really surprised that I was able to get at this build was a 77 post control. It's actually pretty cheap. Look, if you don't go with the strength, a super high strength, I will say 82 strength is the perfect middle ground. I wouldn't go as low as a 71 strength to get the bronze immovable. I think 82 is going to serve you really well in the ones court in order to get those, you know, bump animations on the perimeter, and then make your dude sort of get that, whatever that energy hit sort of flop animation that the ball handler gets. That's why I went with an 82, so we can get this silver immovable. What I was saying though, if you don't prioritize strength, because it's very expensive, and I was trying to prioritize steel as well, but it's also very expensive, so I had to give and take. My first couple iterations of the builder was trying to get a 91 steel on this build to get the gold glove, but honestly I think in the ones court probably be better off just playing defense, not trying to hawk or get any steals. And honestly, glove in general, unless you're a lock, you don't really get too much glove animations of stripping the opponent when he's dribbling. The most OP badge in the game right now is interceptor, and we're not worried about interceptor when we're playing in the ones court. So look, I tried to get a high steal, I tried to get a higher strength, but look, it's not going to serve you well. And trust me, if you go play around with the builder and make your dude a little bit less strong by dropping the weight and playing with that and tweaking the steel, I just don't think that you're going to get what you're hoping to get out of your ones build. But I digress. I went with the 70 interior, and I paired that with an 84 block in order to get this silver paint patroller. We need 84 block in order to get silver, and then we need also a 70 interior. I do like the thought of having silver high flying denier, and one of the things that I think this build is going to be great at, because you got to get stops in the ones court. Since I have an 85 speed, I'll be able to recover down low, and hopefully that'll translate to me getting more high flying denier and paint patroller animations. The reason why I went 80, you see right here, the 80 agility gives us this gold on ball menace, and then I paired that that with a 92 perimeter, you're going to be able to get gold challenger. Perimeter defense on this game is absolutely critical. Don't be out there with anything less than like a 92, honestly, unless you got super high strength and you can afford it. But I would not recommend going lower than a 92, especially on the ones when getting stops is so crucial. Another thing that I want to mention is with the 89 midi, you're going to be able to do the faders. Those are absolutely broken on this game. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I plan to +2, since I do have 2 cap breakers right now, planning to +2 that 81 to an 83 and get this bronze limitless range. And then it's actually a nice thought, if I want to switch, you know, make my opponent a little confused, go ahead with the 77 post control and back them down, because I do get that post up poet. But that's that build iteration. Let me just go ahead and show you guys what this build name comes out to in the shades. Glenn Robinson, Jalen Williams, Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my second iteration. So yeah, we're going to be a 2-way mid-range slasher again. I'm going to show you guys what I did. 218, 219, I know that was the other build, but you literally don't get anything but D board, and that's not important. So 218, 219, if you care about that, go ahead and change it, but it's literally the same exact build pretty much. I was able to get, as you see right here, I sacrificed a little speed, so I'm 80 speed now. I can have a driving dunk of an 89, and I paired that with an 80 vertical. Is the main difference that you see between the two builds. We're still going to have the 85 ball handle, still going to have the 75 speed with ball, but this will be able to be more aligned with more cap breakers and help you throughout the season. So what I did with an 89 driving dunk, eventually as you get more cap breakers, do your build specializations. That's one of the things that I forgot to touch on. Build specialization, I'd recommend putting it on shooting. You can put it on finishing if you want, but just keep in mind, defense and playmaking, in my opinion, are a lot harder build specialization to grind out. Shooting and finishing are probably the 2 easier ones, but as I mentioned, I went with an 89 driving dunk, and you see we don't have as much post control. The pro for this build though is that it's prepared for more cap breakers, so if you do, once you put your +2 on the 3-point, because that's how much cap breakers I got, I can eventually put this to a 93. I'm going to be able to already have this vertical at an 80, so I will get gold posterizer in that case. So just to give you guys another build iteration and show you guys, you know, a build that is prepared for more cap breakers, because we're going to have a ton throughout this year. But yeah, let me just show you guys what this one comes out to. Let's see if it comes out to the same exact thing. Actually, I'd be really curious about that. Glenn Robinson, Jalen Williams, Julius Irving. I think we got Kawhi Leonard in the last one. But anyways, that's gonna finish the build video up. I'm excited to take one of these builds to the ones court. Just start getting a little crazy. A ones court is a great way to grind out your rep, grind out your badges, and overall just rep up and get better with the L2 cancels and all that the sweaty YouTubers be doing. I'm not one of those yet, but hey, if you like this video and you came this far, I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Look, if you want to see a Giannis Antetokounmpo build that I cooked up, go ahead and click it at the end of this video. I'm going to give you guys a pop-up right here. But yeah, man, Jesus Christ first always. God bless you guys. Until the next one, deuces.